Okay. So for F, we're just continuing on with rules of integration. They just get a little bit more complex, okay? So we've got a summary table there, and those are the ones that are in the textbook. And then the one listed right at the bottom, that's a recent addition to the course, okay? Previous years it's been in the spec course, but they've moved it across, and we've got one example of it, and that'll be one that I provide some supplementary resources for. Okay, so we're looking along here, we've got the integral of a linear function to the power of n. So that's going to be the second rule there, right? We have ax plus b to the power of n, and then we just follow the rule. We go, what corresponds with a, what corresponds with b, what corresponds with n. So we can see a is this number here, 2 is the coefficient of x, b is the constant term, and n is the power. And so I'm just going to substitute all of that straight into the formula. It becomes 1 on top of a, and then we have ax plus b to the power of n plus 1. So 2x take 5 to the power of, 2x take 3 to the power of 5 plus 1, 6. And then on top of 5 plus 1, on top of 6, and then plus c. Alright, so it's just sort of going what corresponds with what, plugging it in, solution, here it is. Okay, on to the next one. We have the integral of sine of ax plus b, and so again we're going, okay, what corresponds with a, what corresponds with b? So a is always the coefficient of x, right? That's our a term, and b is the positive 5 hanging out front here. Now, the 3 is just going to hang out. Remember, we could pull that out the front of the integral. We can just leave it there, all right? It's 3 times whatever the integral evaluates to. So let's go here. Sine of ax plus b goes to minus 1 on a. So it's going to be minus 1 on top of, and the a value is minus 2. All right? Minus 1 on a, and the a value, the coefficient of x, is minus 2. And then cos of ax plus b, that's this part here, and then plus c. And we can simplify, we've got negative, negative, and 3 on 2. There we go. Alright, so these rules, they're probably a little bit easier than the calculus rules. They're sort of less involved, aren't they? There's not as much process to follow, sort of a one-step solution. Okay, on to C, we have the integral of 0.5 times e to the 7x take 1. So the 0.5, that's just hanging out, it's 0.5 times, and we've got e to the ax plus b goes to 1 on a, e to the ax plus b. And then a plus c on the end. Alright, and then last one, 1 on 3x plus 2. Okay, so these ones, alright, whenever we're asked to perform an integral like of this form, it's always going to give us the caveat that it's for positive values. Alright, it's for when that denominator is positive. And that's because you can't have the natural logarithm of a negative or 0. Okay, so following the rule, that's the one right at the bottom. We've got 1 on top of ax plus b. It goes to ln of ax plus b, so ln of 3x plus 2, and then plus c. Alright. Another way that it's often written, like the way we write it in the spec, is like this, and that would be correct as well. And all that's saying is that you make it positive. Okay, that's the modulus, and so then you don't need this statement alongside. At methods, we're going to accept that or that. Either's fine. Okay. So D's the recent addition, right? So that's not in the textbook. I'm going to have to dig up some questions that practice this skill in particular, but the rest of them, they're all in the textbook. They're a skill that you will practice. Okay, so that's 4F. Yeah, so my hope would be you continue with where you're up to, and over the weekend we sort of get EF done. All right, cool, let's get into it.